involved with Lone Star Community Radio, contact us at lscrstudios@gmail.com or visit us online at www.irlonestar.com.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us on the Cindy Cochran Show. And I'm Cindy Cochran, and of course, Richard is right over there just waiting, hands just, they're sitting there waiting to hit the right button to show I said something wrong. You know, that's what he does. That's what he loves to do. Or he interjects whatever he feels like he wants to, and it's almost like like, what's the syndrome? What do I call you? You have the tick that they just say stuff, it comes out of their mouth, and they, Tourette's, yes. I knew there was something. I'm glad you're here, Webb. But anyway, Tourette's syndrome, and sometimes he'll say stuff, and I just have to, it takes me the rest of the show to explain to people, he didn't really mean that. I don't put drugs in my trunk of my car. I don't do that. I'm not kidnapping little kids. The things that he says, I just don't understand. But anyway, he is here, and if he wasn't here, we wouldn't be here. So we have to show some respect. Isn't that right, Richard? Okay, thumbs up from Richard. So, but if y'all say something that he agrees with, he may interject and say, yes, you're right. But anyway, this group here that we have is Deanie Boy, Webb Master, Webb, what is your last? What, Sparks? Sparks. It's such an easy name to remember. Webb Sparks. Oh, Webb, you're going to have to eat that mic, okay? Right. So we can hear you. You're so soft-spoken. Is he always this soft-spoken?
Most of the time. Even more so normally.
Even? Yeah. Okay, fine. And then here's Mark. Here's Mark. And Mark, your last name is?
Mitchell.
Mitchell. Mark Mitchell, Webb Sparks, and Deanie Boy. Boy, I can't tell you some of the names. And I go like, could we just change your name just for the show, and so I can remember them? But Webb, you are the president, founder of the foundation. He's the president of the foundation? No.
Yeah, but not the founder.
You're not the founder. Who was the founder?
The founder was Richard Garcia.
Richard Garcia.
And he just recently passed away.
Oh.
Matter of fact, we're having services tomorrow and Friday.
Goodness.
And he also founded the Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club as well.
Well, I guess you're wondering what foundation I'm talking about. It's the Thin Blue Line. I hadn't said the name yet. Come on, Cindy. The Thin Blue Line. And at the end of every broadcast we do is I talk about the first responders and the police department and how much we love them and respect them, and they're certainly not forgotten through us. We love them and their bravery and all. And so today we're going to talk about what the Thin Blue Line Foundation is going to be doing to raise money in a very fun way. And if you haven't been in a bouncy house yet, it's been a long time. I think they'll let you get in. I don't think they measure you to see if you're too tall to be in it. Are y'all going to be doing that? Are you gonna?
It's going to be for kids only.
Kids only.
But we'll let you in there if you want to get in.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to clear the kids out.
Do you have to sit there and just be bounced up and down just while they jump up and down? Those things make me so sick. I just go like, I think I'm going to throw up right now. But anyway, y'all are going to have a good time. And you got music coming?
Mark? We do.
Oh, you sounded like you went, we do? Oh, you do have it. Okay, you do have music.
We do. We have a band, and we actually have a member in our midst. Webb is a member of the band as well.
Webb, I knew you were going to be the
several
musician
different instruments.
What?
This is why they brought me along.
That's why they brought you along. Yeah. Okay, so you going to do anything a cappella for us tonight?
No.
Oh, okay, all right, that's fine. But what's what's the name of your band?
It's the Justin Kemp Band.
Justin
Kemp.
Temp.
Kemp with a K.
with a K.
Justin Kemp. Okay.
K-A-M-P.
You know what's bad is these mics cover your mouth, and so I'm trying to read your lips, and I'm going okay. So no, Justin. Okay, so you are you playing what instrument?
I play pedal steel and fiddle.
Well, are you? Oh, what is that? What is kettle?
Pedal steel guitar.
A steel guitar.
The old steel guitars, remember?
Oh, the.
There you go. Yeah, you got it.
You
got
know,
it.
that's-
You play it too.
That's kind of a 50s thing. I remember watching TV and they had somebody was always playing that. And I thought that was so cool. But it just seemed like after a certain time that you quit seeing them, and I didn't know why.
There are some corners of Houston where you can still see us,
Okay, all right.
and
Well,
parts of Conroe too. On the
now
February
Conroe, I could
1st.
see Conroe being in Conroe.
And he plays the fiddle.
And you play the fiddle?
Yep.
I mean, like,
Well, opinions vary, but the majority of guys say yeah.
no, that's what I always wanted. I wanted to play the violin so bad. I thought that was the coolest instrument as a kid. I wanted to do that, and I would just, like anytime we go to a music store, I sit there and I just wanted to can I just put it on? I won't do anything, but can you just let me put this under my chin? And so I sit there and just think that would be really cool to be in a
You know the
concert.
difference between a violin and a fiddle?
That's a good question. No, what?
It depends on if you're barefoot or not.
Well, boy, was that a well thought out answer. Thank you. So are you going to be barefoot when you play the
No,
fiddle?
I'm not going to be.
No, it'll be February. We hope not.
Yeah.
Wow, we got to talk about the cold. I mean, are you guys? Do y'all live real close to Conroe? Are you all in this area
Deanie and I are up here close.
Yeah, I live in Houston.
in Houston? Well, I live in Spring now, and boy, does it get colder. I have never. Our house is so cold anyway because the kids like everything like, the air conditioner's running all the time, and it's cold anyway. And then all of a sudden, this thing came in, and I told someone, I said, I went to the refrigerator, opened the refrigerator, and I couldn't tell the difference. So you know how cold. And I said, just leave all that food out. It's okay. Because I think we're right. The temperature that's going to keep the bacteria away. But so having a cold house like that, and nobody they don't like the fireplace. They say, oh, we'll be coughing, and I don't like the smell of that fireplace and stuff. And I went, well, I'll just wait till I'll go to bed, and I got a fake log and put it up there and just, and stood there to get as close as I could without burning myself. But it's the first time we'd really had a fireplace that we could, I thought we were going to be able to use since we made this move. And, but the kids said, no, and plus it looks kind of creepy to have a fire. I said, creepy? Oh, you guys. And so, I don't know. I love a fireplace.
I do too.
It's going all the time.
Yep.
And do y'all have the fake, or the gas logs? Mm-hmm. So they're not really logs. They're just, what are they, plaster of Paris? I don't know what they're
I
made
don't know
out of.
what they're made of. but
Ceramics.
They work
They're
just as good.
ceramics. Okay. And so the gas just goes through them and it makes this beautiful fire all the time. And you can do it anytime you want to. You just turn the gas on. And
Yep, turn of a knob.
Outside too.
and there's not any soot or there's not anything that you have to worry
You
about.
don't have to worry about chopping wood.
No. See, and the house that we moved from we were right up next to the forest that we had, and I had so much wood and didn't even think about taking some of it with me, and so when I saw that we had a fireplace, and I thought that was real wood in there, and they went, no, you just turn the gas and it comes on, and you have there's nothing that's gonna be dirty or soot or anything like that, and I went, yeah. Does it crackle? Well, you can buy the ones that crackle. You mean
I didn't know that.
yes. Do you know they have dark roasted coffee smell to them that you can buy?
I didn't know that.
I'm so glad you came to the show, and I felt you would know everything.
I'm underdeveloped here.
You don't shop at Walmart, do you? Okay, it's
No,
okay.
no.
It's all right. It's okay. No, but they are coming out with different scents,
Yeah.
and so that you can, if you don't drink coffee, you may not like it. But Pine Mountain, they have a Pine Mountain. If you'd like to go to the Pine Mountain, just sit there, close your eyes, and burn this log that burns for 8 hours. I had to stay up with it because I was afraid it was gonna pop, and I said, well, it's not real wood, it's not going to pop, it's just going to burn away, and it just goes away. And so I had to stay up and wait for this thing it was really fun at first, and then it got to be like, everybody, the kids would come out and be like, are you still watching it? And I said, yes, I'm watching it. It's okay, because they were afraid that it was going to burn the house down. But anyway, the cold is here, and we're all trying to adapt. But you know what? I would rather it be cold than hot as fire, and like they are in LA and California. Poor things. They are battling this fire that's not, and it's just a big compliment to the people that they have, but they don't have enough people now. They don't have enough firemen. They don't have enough equipment. They're just run totally thin. And it's in 3 different major places, and they've never had this before. This is historic.
Yeah.
So I'm recording this on Fox News because I have this historic fire that's been burning, and that's all they've been talking about. And I know that they're getting tired of, like, how much can we say about this fire, that it's a fire and it's burning, and watching all this. It's so sad to sit there and watch all the houses fall down,
Yeah.
and that's it. And so, but the first responders are trying their best. I'm just surprised it's happened so fast, though. But I'm so surprised that we haven't sent people, and people aren't,
Oh, I'm sure that they're sending other cities, people to help, other fire departments and equipment for them. So, yeah, they'll usually fires that big, they come from all over to help.
Well, it didn't look like it so far. It may be where they were shooting. It's just so hot, and they feel like there's nothing they can do. And so I'm watching it, and all of a sudden there's this shot of this fire that's just this fire. It's just going. And this guy goes over, and he bends over and picks up. And I went, what's that guy doing so close to the fire? And he picks up, and he goes, and he has a water hose, this little water hose, and it was so pitiful. I'm sorry I laughed, but it's probably his house, and he's trying to save it.
Yeah.
But
I saw that clip.
Did
yeah.
you see that?
Yeah.
And they played
And there
it
was someone
again.
yelling, dude, that's not going to work.
There was.
There was a guy yelling, dude, that's not going to work.
Poor
I
thing.
think it was his house, though. You're right. I
It
think
was his house. Oh, poor thing. That was so pitiful. But with the snow and everything, and I kept thinking, well, but it's in LA and they don't have much snow, or raining or anything like that happens. So I see where they just kind of threw their hands up and went on to the next, trying to catch it before it got further away.
Yeah.
So.
Well, they could fight the fire all they want, but it's the wind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can't fight the wind. That's the
No.
key, and that's what spreads it, makes it. And you see these clips, and it's sad because these fires are going sideways, and it's the ferocity of that wind is impressive, and that's
what they're
people
saying.
don't, the public doesn't realize the true hardships that the first responders face. It's mind-boggling what they have to go encounter as their job.
Well, one fireman saved this photographer. He's there trying to take pictures and do all that, and then he just drops his camera and says, "I can't see. I could not see until this fireman came and dragged him out. He was so close to the fire, and he says, I just, and now everything is so blurry, and I just don't know what I'm gonna do." And said he was a grown man that should have known better than to stand that
Exactly.
close to the fire. So, but fire's ferocious. I mean, you really respect it. Like, okay, we got you. And that they have more warning. It's not like a hurricane where we have, ad nauseum,
Right.
to people saying it's going to be here unless this changes, but it's going to be here. So they empty out all the shelves at the grocery store. And I always thought there was some kind of conspiracy between the, the people that do the weather and the grocery people, because if they could stand there and talk and scare people enough that something bad's going to come, then because it's like with all the pipes that wanted to be wrapped, and so I thought, I need to go get something to wrap around these, because my son-in-law said just get old T-shirts, and I couldn't find any old T-shirt. When we moved, we threw everything away. I was going to start over again, and so I couldn't find anything to put around it, and I don't have blankets. I don't have anything like that. So I told my son-in-law, I said, you're going to have to come do this. I'm going to go to Walmart, and I'll just buy stuff that I think looks like what you're talking about.
T-shirts.
So I went and I stood there and looked at the T-shirts and said, if they had a sale, maybe I would. But I found all this bubble wrap. So this big thing of bubble wrap. And he said, what did you buy? I said, bubble wrap. It's plastic. And I thought, isn't that a good idea? And he went, I've never done bubble wrap before because, I don't know. We'll see. We'll try. And so he got there and he went, this is actually fun. This is really good. This is a good idea. So he wrapped all the pipes and then put this cool looking black tape that has like bats on it and all that, and tried to, to make it look really. I said, that looks like a piece of art. That's just so. So I said, I may not take that down for a long time. So anyway, he came out there and sat there and rapped because my son was gone, and being a widow, I did not know how to wrap the pipes, because Sam always did that. And when I come out there, and I'd be so mad because I needed to wash something with the hose, and he had it all like. I said, "Are we afraid this may explode, or why does this look like this?" But Walmart said, if you're coming in here and you want something to wrap your pipes, forget it. Go to Lowe's or go somewhere else, because everything's gone. And so people just moved in there, got all the food and all the stuff, and I thought probably the night before it goes to 31, it wasn't the time to go. So I found that out. So if you're still worried about it, but are you scared about it? I was so scared that it was the pipes were busting and everything else was going to be happening, that the way they talked about it. And then all of a sudden I looked out there and I went, oh, the sun is out. Oh, wait. Okay, my hand did not freeze. It's okay. Now we're good. We're good. Everything's going to be good. So we have this really horrible cold in the morning, about 6 o'clock in the morning, and then it turns into, springtime. It's a wonderful. Mm-hmm. That's Texas weather, though.
That is.
But y'all would never go ride your motorcycles in this kind of weather, would you? Did y'all?
Yes.
Yes.
Did you ride your motorcycles here?
Not
No.
today.
Okay, I want to tell you, the thin blue line, please explain to everybody, and I'll stop talking for just a little while. I'll stop talking and you explain what the thin blue line stands for and what y'all are going to be doing.
Okay. The Thin Blue Line Foundation, again, was started by Rico Garcia back in 2012. But in 2009, he started the Thin Blue Line Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club. And his vision, and what happened, what he shared was when the Moody riots in Houston happened, he remembers little kids from his neighborhood throwing bottles at the police and battling just like the grown-ups were. So he, at that time, decided that he felt like it was going to be a benefit for law enforcement to get involved into the community and for them to come together instead of against each other, because the Moody riots was a huge riot that we had in Houston back then. So his vision was to create that and which he did. He created the motorcycle club, and he made it a family event. In other words, the wives could join, and then all law enforcement that were active or retired, and citizens that showed interest and supported law enforcement could join the club as well. So it grew from 9 founders in 2009 to at one point over 700, and we were also international. We had a chapter in Australia.
Oh my word!
We have a chapter in Hawaii, Wisconsin. We used to have a chapter in Pennsylvania, Florida, Louisiana. Texas is the biggest home for a lot of our members. So Rico's vision, again, was to get involved with the community, showing a positive interaction between the police and the citizens, and that was through helping abused and neglected and exploited children. We do special events for them throughout the year.
Oh, that's great.
They started the bike program, where a underprivileged school, they were encouraged, the students were encouraged to make certain grades, and at the end of the school year, they would get a brand new bike. And then we're involved in adopting schools and families that needed Christmas presents. We would supply that. Now we do shopping days, shop with the Blue Santa, and police officers go out, and Thin Blue Line and the foundation takes part in that and takes kids, especially those children that have lost their parents, that were law enforcement, that were killed in the line of duty.
Right.
So we've taken those children into the stores and said, okay, here you've got X amount of money, go have at it, and for Christmas. And then we also do, this will be our biggest, for the foundation, our biggest fundraiser. But from that creation and the vision that he had, he made it a family club, motorcycle club.
That's great.
And it's law enforcement, but and we have a lot of respect, most from 1%ers. We are the largest motorcycle club in the state of Texas, and we're going to do a ride-in at the event that we're going to be having on February 1st. So from that vision, 2 years later, Rico started thinking about having a foundation so that we could raise money to support law enforcement and first responders. And what happened from that, the foundation was created, and Rico was president of both organizations for 14 years until he had to retire due to health reasons, and then recently passed away. So
Bless his heart. See, I didn't know you expanded out that that much. I thought y'all rode down to Huntsville every time somebody.
we
was-
do that too.
I think that's the coolest thing I've ever heard of.
Yes.
And that must be terrifying when y'all all coming in there and thinking, uh-oh, they're here. And
Well,
so
the way
get
that
ready.
works is someone that's on death row that has killed a law enforcement officer in the line of duty, and they're sitting on death row and they're getting ready to be put to death. Our motorcycles we ride in, our motorcycles are backed up right to where that person is going to be executed, and then the guards let us know when he is going to be lethally injected, and at that time we turn on our motorcycles and rev them so loud that we let him know
That you're there.
that we're there, and we
Yes.
have the last say in this.
That's right.
A lot of the families of the victim, the officers show up. A lot of the families of the people that are being put to death show up, and of course we get a lot of bad, not publicity, but they don't appreciate it.
Pushback. The family of the perpetrator.
Yes. Jim Irby, who was killed, I can't remember what year it was, but it took over 30 years to put the perpetrator in to death. And it was one of the largest showing of motorcycles from all over, from different clubs, law enforcement clubs that came in. The police chief was there. There was all kinds of dignitaries. The whole family was there. Because Jim Irby was well respected, and he was actually executed on the side of the highway by
Well, then,
this
so
perpetrator.
what does anybody think about the people that are there for the perpetrator? Who, you got to say, excuse me, we're going to stand up for our guy, and we're going to do this to honor him, and how you honor the person that executed this officer. That's y'all go ahead, but nobody's going to say we can't do this. This is something that
Right.
has to be done. I love
The
it.
Texas Department of Corrections supports what we do, and so they allow us. We do have a marked off area,
Yeah.
and we're not mixed in with any of the family of him, of course. But it's the first time I ever went. It was the most amazing thing, but it was also kind of odd as well to know that this man is dying while we're doing this, and but we get the last say.
Yes.
He hears. It is so loud that if he has his last words to say to the victims or to his family, they can't hear him because we're so loud.
Oh,
We're right outside the wall
yeah.
of the execution chamber. So,
Yeah, I don't mean to be morbid, but I just think that it's, finally, I mean, we have had it. I think the United States of America has had it, and the Gulf of America, and all those that live around it have had it. And so people are, we want that voice to be heard, that we're not going to put up with this. This is
Right.
not,
Yeah.
and that we will have ways to make it more difficult for you.
Yeah.
That's what we're hoping.
And I think that ties into Rico's vision to start with. It's almost like that enough is enough mentality is, the overall mission is to bridge the gap between law enforcement and community, to break that old generational
Yes.
mindset
Exactly.
that
Yes.
there's a bad guy involved when we're really the good guys protecting them to start with. So it's getting rid of that misnomer about, us and them. So that's the whole thing. One of the coolest things that I've been encountered with this club, I've just completed 1 full year with the club. And back in May, we do an annual Ride for the Fallen, and that commemorates and honors every first responder that's died within that 12-month period. So Thin Blue Line LEMC sent 206 bikes out of our club, just our club, to Austin. We were joined by over 500 others.
Wow.
So they shut down I-35 in Austin, and
Wow.
off we went. Had 16 motorcycle cops from Austin blocking the traffic, and I crested a hill, and we were probably 2/3 back in line, and we crested one of the overpasses, and it was at least 2 miles ahead. I couldn't see the front.
Oh,
It was fabulous. And
do y'all have all of the bridges that are over the?
yes, yes.
People get out of their cars
and
they
wave and honk and yes, it was
and
fabulous.
support.
See, that right there, you
Yeah.
know, tells you there's
Yeah,
there's
and we end the ride over at the memorial for the fallen, and we do services and just memorials, and it's terrific, tributes and lay wreaths and all of that stuff. So that's the other side of it as well. So, but the kids, so much is about the kids. Scholarships.
Yes.
We just gave out 10 scholarships last month.
$10,000 worth of scholarships.
For kids that meet certain criteria and things like that. And
oh, that's perfect.
yeah, we make
That's
special trips
perfect.
to go meet families that have lost law enforcement member of the family. It's usually the breadwinner of the family.
Right.
So donations are collected, and we go there, and we're giving grants to do certain things, and it was a no-brainer for me to join when it's law enforcement and charity.
Well,
It's a
sure.
win-win.
Because your background is, she was telling me that you were, yeah, you told me that. You told me he was a,
I sent Dick all their bios.
you
so,
did,
yeah.
okay. See, I got here late. I didn't come in and get to, and she talked to me about it, and she was telling me what you guys had done and, all about you. But my memory goes from that phone call to the front door and then out that door, and I get caught in traffic, and I am wishing a policeman would come along and, give the ticket to the guy next to me. But that's about it. So tell me, you were military?
Not me personally, no. Our club is 2/3 law enforcement, and we allow 1/3 civilian. I am a civilian, so I count myself highly fortunate to be in this club. So just
Be proud. Be proud you're
absolutely,
a civilian. I like that.
absolutely.
We need more civilians
That's right.
that are
right.
civil.
Right.
And Webb, are you the one that's had been in the military?
Yeah, I was 22 years in the Coast Guard.
That's right, the Coast Guard. You're 20 years in the
22,
Coast Guard?
22.
22 years in the Coast Guard. Wow. Now, have you ever felt slighted because when you're in the Coast Guard and they're all talking about the planes fly over, the Navy and the Marines, the Marines and the Army and all that, and they say in the Coast Guard. Now, have you ever felt like they didn't give you enough respect?
No, it's a different it's a different organization. It's enfolded into the military and works for the Department of Defense during times of war or whenever their president reassigns them. But its peacetime missions are centered around law enforcement.
Well, I mean, there's so much rescue happens
That too.
with you guys.
Yep.
And now, are you affiliated with the helicopters that come over and drop and get somebody out of the boat, or
The
they're
Coast Guard
sinking?
does do that, yep.
So y'all are all together. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're considered Coast Guard as well. Okay. Well, see, I've only watched Overboard, so I don't have a lot of experience.
Between that and Baywatch, that's what most
Yeah.
people see, right?
Yeah, so but I certainly have respect for you, and I'm glad you're there because I was at Galveston one time, and I walked out on Galveston and walked out and got on these rocks that I thought, okay, I'm just going to go from the rocks, and then the water comes up, and they're all slime, and you can't, it's like stepping on.
Exactly.
And so I realized I can't move and I can't go forward and I can't. And the kids are on the, right where the seawall is, and they're going, Grandma, come in. I went, I can't move, and I don't want to talk too loud because I'm going to slip. And if I slip, I'm going to go under this, and I'm sure there's an undercurrent just somewhere waiting right for me. And so I thought, am I going to have to be helicoptered up? Can you call the Coast Guard and tell them to come get me?
You were just praying for Baywatch, I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, not all of it, but there were some scenes that were probably great. but they'd be in slow-mo, and I'd be going, come on,
Slow-mo.
run. We're crying out loud.
Running across. the-
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And you know, the person drowning, going down for the third time, is going like, "Oh my word!" Those dramatic people. No, but I think that the Coast Guard it was cute because I was at a kids program, and they were going through the Army and the Marines and all that, and there were people in the audience that would start clapping because they were in the Navy or whatever, and so when they said Coast Guard. These people stood up. There were people that were peppered in the thing. They were with the Coast Guard or their parents or somebody with the Coast Guard. And they started clapping and really actually gave more of a standing ovation to the Coast Guard. And it was great because that's what I was saying. I was like, do y'all ever feel like you're not respected? But they were, and everybody was clapping. Everybody thought that was great. You know, like the Coast Guard, of course. Just because you're in a boat and you get to stay out on the water.
Well, they did a lot of drug arrests as well.
Yeah.
Drug arrests.
That's the thing. When they say, okay, did you have to ask permission to board a boat to search it? I love that. You probably are supposed to, right, though?
Sometimes foreign flag vessels in international waters, yeah, they would do that. But
Oh, okay.
U.S. flag vessel anywhere, anytime.
Well, are you excited about us buying back Panama?
I can't wait.
That is so.
And I want to see the first Coast Guard base in Greenland, too.
Yes.
That's the next thing.
Aren't you glad you're out?
Yeah.
And it can't be any worse than Alaska. So.
I just love how he just kind of gets the ball rolling. Like, okay, we're going to take Greenland. But I may do the Panama Canal first, and then I haven't heard the 1, 2, 3. We're first going to do Gulf of America, and then we're going to do Panama Canal. But I
Well,
think,
And who
then
cares about
Canada,
Denmark?
and then
Greenland.
Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there you
then
go.
Canada. But somebody
by
said,
step.
why would we want Canada? It's like a blue state. We don't want a blue state. Everybody here is like, no, we don't Canada because they're going to come over here and, yeah, they're going to take our job. No, they don't want that. We just want the minerals that they have and things that they've got that, so we don't have to wait on some country that wants to kill all of us to send us the chip. I hope we're going to make the chip soon, because that's just ridiculous. It makes me so mad when they start saying, I'm sorry, we don't have that medicine because it's coming from China. And
Right.
wait,
Yeah.
you mean that medicine I'm taking is going to be coming from China? Okay, are we absolutely sure it's not laced with anything?
Exactly.
Or, I gotta.
No.
I know it. So I have my a dog take it first and then see if he's okay. Then we're like, all right.
I was going to say I give it to my husband first, and then we'll see.
That would be. That is so.
That explains so much.
She knows Jim Boy.
Oh yes, I know. We want to say a big shout out to him. Everybody say hello,
Hello, Jim
okay,
Boy.
because we wanted to make sure Jim Boy was like listening, and so he'll say, "Oh yeah, I heard y'all say hello to me." We said good things. I was making fun of your name. I wasn't making fun of it. I just like Jim Boy. I don't want to say Jimmy or Jim or boy, hey boy, because I don't want to offend anybody.
Mm-hmm. Viper's the man.
Huh?
Viper's the man.
That's his road name, Viper.
His drug name's Viper?
No, his
Hey.
road name is
Oh, his
Viper.
road name. Richard, do I have a drug name? No? Okay.
No.
See, I'm so happy. He's been so quiet. He's been so sweet. This is like, amazes me. Usually he waits, he says, okay, I just wait till I see you struggling, like to remember a name. Oh, I got 4 minutes. Okay, I want Webb. So we know Webb was in the Coast Guard. Well, when you have that uniform on that you had on, the picture that you sent, what is that? The uniform of what?
That's the motorcycle club cut. That's the leather vest that contains all of our patches to identify us. And so we call it a cut. and all bike clubs call it that. So they have their own patchwork and forms of identification and stuff. So
Well, I know y'all have more patchwork than, I think, Fridays. Um, It takes a while. You have to think about that.
okay.
No, but do you wear that uniform, Webb? You have that uniform. So y'all all have that uniform on whenever y'all meet. Whenever you meet.
I ride it. I wear mine when I'm out running errands because
okay.
we want the community exposure. We want
Right.
them to see that we're out there, and that's why we want to expose your listeners to what we do. That we're the good guys. Come on out and see us, meet us, learn about us. Because when you see our patchwork is a little confusing because our identifying patch is tools of the law enforcement trade. It's crossed rifles, a handgun, a set of handcuffs, and then St. Michael, because he is the warrior angel. He is
I love that.
right.
That wouldn't be confusing.
So one, I told a story at another station just weeks ago that I encountered that. People don't know, and that's why we're here to get the word out. I was putting gas in my bike on my way to a funeral or somewhere, and a little boy comes out of the convenience store, and his mom is just finishing pumping gas, and it's cold. I've got my gaiter, which is the face mask, all the way up, sunglasses, helmet, gloves, all my leather, and he sees me and freezes, and he goes, "Mom." So real quick, she says, "Get in the car." So
He's gonna rob the place.
I couldn't get my gloves off fast enough to walk around and introduce myself. No, we're good guys. We're law enforcement. And off they went. So, but
And we've even pulled into like a Buc-ee's, let's say, and people would come all the way across the parking lot just to see us and to talk to us and tell us how much they appreciate what we do. So what we want the public to know too is when you see us on our motorcycles, in our cuts, going down the freeway, we're probably going to a benefit to raise money. We do some riding, a lot of riding, but most of the time when we do ride, it's to and from a benefit. So, it's people acknowledge us in restaurants. They come up to us and, tell us, thank you. My child said you were at their school. So we get a lot of community.
Y'all go to schools and stuff.
Yes.
That's great. So your event, I probably have like 2 minutes left. Your event is going to be February 1st.
Correct.
And so you're going to come back, and we're going to reiterate this and just push it more. What's going to happen, and Webb's going to sing a song or something.
No, I'm not going to do that to you guys.
Okay. Will you do the Pledge of Allegiance or something?
You can do that.
Okay, fine. But we're gonna do it, and so we really want to try and get this the word out. And because every time we end our show with saying we love the policemen, we love the firemen, we love all the first responders, even the parents that first respond to their kids for what happens. But a first responder that's brave enough to go to where most people won't go is that this is going to be a fundraiser.
Right.
And so I'm going to put my money where my mouth is.
It's our largest fundraiser of the year.
And this is from the Cindy Cochran show.
Oh my gosh!
And
thank
that'll
you.
be a, the widow's mite.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Look, okay. So anyway, so so that challenges you. You guys got to get out there and the Thin Blue Line Foundation, and it's going to be at the
Ice House. The Ice House, Conroe, on 336 East. And it's going to be a fajita BarBQ cook-off. It's a fun event. We'll have vendors, bounce house, axe throwing, bull riding, music, fun family event. We're going to have a drive-through sack lunch that you can pick up come through and just if you don't have time to stay for the festivities,
Yeah.
but you would like to have a good barbecue sandwich
And then throw money at you.
and throw money at us,
And-
exactly.
And so
It's affordable. It's only $10 to get in.
it's only $10 to get in.
Well, it's
That's like-
15 to get in, but 10 if you are a first
first
responder or
responder.
military.
Thank you.
Oh, okay, okay. So there's okay, and there's no measurement of how tall you are or anything like that that you have to get in. Okay.
No.
And so anyway, I just want to invite everybody come out, support them. Thin Blue Line. We've had enough of all that other junk, the woke junk. So we're gonna be supporting this, and it's gonna be successful, and y'all are gonna have a good time.
Yes, and come out and watch the largest law enforcement motorcycle club ride in.
Ride in. You got to be there before the ride in. Okay.
12 o'clock.
Oh, what time?
12 o'clock.
12
will be
o'clock is the ride-in. Okay. All right, so I have to say bye-bye. All right, thank you guys so much for being here, and I appreciate
Thank
you
you for
so
having
much.
us.
Thank you. Call somebody you love.
Every week, people ask the same two questions. Are they ready to retire? Will their savings last for their lifetimes? Hi, this is Chris Wootton with Wootton Financial Group. Our firm has been in Montgomery County for decades, but the hopes and dreams of the people we serve never change. We help answer these two questions and many more that people have about their uncertain financial future. We have a simple introductory client experience that allows us to get to know the client and includes a few meetings for the client to kick the tires at no charge. We provide a concise, one-page summary that helps the client get a better handle on which questions are the right questions for them. To learn more about Wootton Financial Group's process in helping their clients to a clearer financial future and to see their contact information, visit Cindy Cochran Show page on irlonestar.com/TCCS. Wootton Financial Group is a proud sponsor of the Cindy Cochran Show. Wootton Financial Group is available by phone at 936-449-5952 or visit them on the web at www.woottonfinancial.com. That's www.woottonfinancial.com.
This program is sponsored by the Wootton Financial Group. It is not the intent of Wootton Financial Group to render or offer personalized investment advice or financial planning advice through this radio program or any related website. Wootton Financial Group's participation in this program is limited to providing general information on financial matters and should not be construed as financial recommendation or investment advice. Investment advisory services are offered through Game Plan Advisors, Inc., a registered investment advisor registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission and the state of Texas. Insurance services are offered through Wootton Financial Group, Inc. Game Plan Advisors and Wootton Financial Group, Inc. are affiliated through common ownership, and neither firm is affiliated with The Cindy Cochran Show. No listener should assume that any information presented and or made available on this program serves as the receipt of or a substitute for personalized individual advice from Game Plan Advisors, Wootton Financial Group, or any of their representatives.